So once again, I'm back today, and I've been doing a bit of research on this thing that I've been trying to do. So what I've been trying to do is that I've been trying to send a post request to the website. So a post request to this API in order to get a JSON formatted string, which would be the result of the query. And initially, I thought that the way that I'll do that would be by sending the URL and then it would copy that as a result. But after taking some time to do some research, I realized that that's not true at all. So I realized I needed this procedure right here, this unit, the net.mine procedure. And the net.mine procedure, I'm gonna call this item for now. Items t multipart form data. This is the first thing we need here. The items dot add field. Then if I come here, field is query. So our field name is query. Right, okay. Want to take a look at we have field name, field value, and then these two parameters here. So say we have query, okay, that then just put in the query. I realized that I don't have to format the query, so there's no need for this. And this is supposed to be items. So I assume that if I send my, oh yeah, and I can even be specific like this. I didn't know that. So let's say I say items, okay, items dot add field, and then let's say that the field that I add here is data type. And this is something that I was definitely struggling to deal with initially because I didn't exactly understand how I would get this done. And I wonder how I could create an array. So branded and survey. Okay, so array didn't work the way I wanted to. So I could just send with branded for now. And there we go. I think from here, I should hopefully obtain the information that I'm looking for. But I can also do this items add field, and then let's also say content type, then application slash JSON. We can get a JSON formatted output. So if I try this again, I should get a slightly, well, okay, guys, see there's another issue there. We don't need this anymore, and we no longer need to format our query, so we don't need a final query anymore, since the initial query is more than enough. And these show messages were just here as testing ground or testing procedures to see how I could get this to work properly. And I will say that this definitely solves a big part of the issues that I was having in terms of getting this data. Now, I got this information from here, no, not here, here. This is where I got all of the information. Now, okay, so I need an event handler. Okay, so let's, no, not you come to our HTTP request on receive data, and sound string equal to, I wonder how we would do it. Okay, I need HTTP response. Response inet or not, yeah. HTTP response. Response dot content as string. Okay, let's see. Content string, source string, that method string, URL clients. Okay, I don't. Okay, let's look at the other unreceived data error. Oh, EX. Okay, EX. Content length, count, chunk left, length. Sender request completed. There we go. So we do this. Means we don't need this procedure. Can we get review? Do. Can also get review. And this should be the result. Okay, then on request completed, then on request error. Say error retrieving information. And then just assign that to empty. Now I believe that I can try to send this request again. But this time I need to change up how I do it. So it should be a procedure. Call it query data instead. No, call it query. I'll send the query. Make it a procedure. Get rid of this. Get rid of that and that. Oh, now if I try to get everything, I need to data picture dot query. We'll send query. Then we send out a query through. Then we say result is let's just create a function here. Let's call it get JSON. Should return a string. A procedure, no, function key dot get JSON. Then result is our JSON string. And there we go. Let's try to run this again. This certainly simplifies my job a lot. I don't have to do a lot of the stuff that I was doing before, which obviously makes things quite a bit easier. Let's get a potato query. Okay. Okay, we have an access violation. Probably because I didn't create that. And this is something that I've learned a lot. Equals t dot create it. Just leave it like that. A lot of the time you have to create certain data typed objects, and I bump into this issue very, very often, where all of a sudden there's some object, or when I'm trying to, okay, that was weird. create an object. Okay, I should set this to focus when form opens. Potato query. Okay. Invalid class typecast. Great, so that means that it does actually do it. So our request works. But let's just to be sure, let's do this. Okay, let me set this now. So our form show, there we go. Just so it does that next time. Then we come here, look for potato, send our query, and it goes through each step one by one, sends a query, but then we don't. Okay. Let's see about this. So, hmm. Move this one down. I see. Go ahead. Good. And the cheese this time. Still an issue. And it's not good. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Okay, that was a bit upsetting. Okay. What's incorrect about this? They're the same thing. They're the exact same thing. It's not powerful, but just two string everything. so it seems to return back. So wrong place to add that. Seems it may be an encoding issue. Wait, what? Okay, that makes things a bit more complicated. Hello, I'm back. Um, I went out. Well, I didn't go out, but I went to work on this issue for, let's say, quite a lot of time. And I finally gotten it to work. Realized I don't need this anymore, nor do I need this. And here we are. I don't need this either. Can get rid of that. And I don't need these guides either. Okay, let's not do that. And I don't need this little, these were just stuff that I was playing around with when I was testing this, seeing if it works. And to my surprise, it does work. So what's going on here is that, okay, there's a lot of useless stuff. What's going on here is that we have the send query function, which will send a query with the query and the data type of the query. So what this API that I'm using has is that it has a data type field, which is this right here. So there are different data types, and those data types dictate the type of data that we're going to get. So when I query the API, say I send for foundation item, it's a basic item, basic foods like apples, potatoes, and food like that, where it's the most basic food, like the simple basic food. Then we have branded food, which is, well, branded food. So this would be things like burgers, pizzas, processed foods. And I just have that option so users can pick if they want to request for branded foods. So if I come here, the branded checkbox, which basically asks the user if they want to pick some branded food item instead of, okay, that was a bit loud, but as if the user wants to pick a branded food item over a foundation item, or a foundation item, say they just want to add an apple or a carrot or a banana, which I will work on adding the basic stuff. So I will add a large collection of basic foods, apples, bananas, or bananas, say it properly, apples, bananas, yes, onions, whatever's coming to mind, potatoes, fruits, vegetables, and some popular food choices out there. And then when it comes to more niche food items that aren't as well known, or at least that I don't know, then the user can add those by searching the database or searching the API, which will then return the food item or a list of items, and then from there the user can select what are those, whichever one they assume is the one that they're looking for. So here we have basically what we were doing before, but then changed to get everything to work. First, we specify the content type, which is the content that we will be sending with the query. We have our accepted encoding as UTF-8. This was something I struggled with for a bit to make sure that we get text back in the UTF-8 file format. And of course, we get our API key, and then we create our parameters, which is a string stream, where we set our query, our page size 10 being 10 results, then our data type as whatever data type we choose, and then we encode it as UTF-8. Then we do a net HTTP request post. I will rename some variables, but yeah, do a net HTTP request post, sending our parameters, and then returning it as a content in string format. We free our parameters, and then we come back here where we receive this JSON string here, and then we can start sorting, which is where I'm going in terms of sorting the JSON file. So if I run, I have this section here, which is just here for testing to ensure that I actually get the results that I'm hoping for. So it will save the results in a file, and then I'll be able to see the items in that file. So let's say I say strawberry. So I want a strawberry. I do want it to be branded, so it'll just be a strawberry query. Okay, we have an error. Oh, that's way after. Okay, cool. So then if I come here, edit, as you can see here, strawberry found it. Okay, let me do this instead. So I'm going to cat the file. I'm sure you know, or at least if you don't know what cat is, it will just show us the contents of the file. Then I'll use JQ here, which will output the contents of the file, or rather it will format the contents of the file, or whatever output cat outputs as a readable readable JSON format, because as you saw, it's not really readable. And then I just use less as a pager so I can scroll through the output. So here we are. We have success. So here we have a strawberry. So it's foundation. So it's just a basic strawberry. This is just how this is strawberries, because what I realized that if I use something like branded or survey or something like that, it will give me a bunch of results that have nothing to do with the item that I'm looking for. And here we are, we have information on strawberries. Then I can sort through them, and then from there just query the users if they want to have, or if they want to get any, if they want to confirm the item. We'll also add the category. So what I'll do is that I'll display the description of the food, so that being the food name, then the category, then some of the nutrients. So it would show the user the name of the item and then the category, because the food category will definitely help the users know what item they're looking at, right? Here we have fruits and fruit juices, which means they know it's an actual strawberry because it's a fruit. And I did this before and I got vegetables in one instance, and it would say vegetable, or there would be a bit more, but vegetables would be at the end, which is great because it means that it's working. This took me quite a bit of time to put together, but I will say that I've definitely learned about about post and about REST as a whole, as in about requesting data from APIs, because that's definitely not something I understood beforehand, but here we are. And now I have another beast to deal with, which is the JSON stuff. This time I will actually record that, and I will somehow put together a system where it will get all of the information then displayed to the user. But so far, I'm very happy with the fact that we're able to query the API and then get our results in a nice format, which can easily be read or modified when we get into our JSON formatting. So that's it for me and my little commentary here. I'll move on to the next section and I'll be back to explain some more later on.